Hello students, let's discuss a new topic of acid-base salt that is concerned with the baking soda. Baking soda. Already we know on commercial aspect we make the baking soda by solvay process. It is an intermediate product during making of washing soda. Solvay process. But if you want to make it in the laboratory, then we can make it by sodium carbonate. This is alkaline salt, adding water into it and then passing carbon dioxide from it. You will get baking soda. This is the process in the laboratory by which we make baking soda. But commercially, we prepare it by solvay process. It is the intermediate product. Now, this baking soda is being utilized in baking the cake. In baking cake. What is the purpose? Let us see. If I take baking soda, let's see if I have a baking soda, then during baking of cake, we add baking soda and heat it. Obviously, the cake is also being heated. During that, it breaks up into sodium carbonate again, and it produces carbon dioxide plus water. Correct? This carbon dioxide gas, when passes through the cake, it makes the cake fluffy. If it is not being done, the cake will not be fluffy. It will be little harder. So not good in taste also. So next, but in this case, sodium carbonate is left behind. Sodium carbonate is left behind. And a sodium carbonate is a salt which is alkaline in nature. So it is alkaline salt. We know that alkaline salts can bitter the things. Because it is alkaline, so it can bitter the taste. What we do, during baking of cake, when we add baking soda, baking powder is actually provided. What is a baking powder? Baking powder is basically baking soda. It is baking soda plus tartaric acid. Plus tartaric acid. So formula of baking soda is NaCO3 bicarbonate, and in powder we add tartaric acid CC4H6O6. Now, actually baking powder is available in the market. Baking soda is not being used. Why? Because baking soda is also having tartaric acid. Now question is, why tartaric acid has to be added? During baking of cake, when baking soda is heated up, it produces carbon dioxide that makes the cake fluffy, but it also produces sodium carbonate alkaline salt which can bitter the taste. To neutralize the sodium carbonate effect, इसे neutralize करने के लिए, to neutralize the sodium carbonate, tartaric acid is added. This acid neutralizes the sodium carbonate. Remember that. So what is the difference between baking soda and baking powder? Why tartaric acid is added? And what is the role of baking soda should be clear to you during baking of cake. This is one aspect of one usage of the sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. Let us understand one more thing. Second, baking soda basically is alkaline in nature. Alkaline in nature, so that is why it is also being utilized in the pharmaceutical industries to make antacid. Antacid. What is antacid? Anta means anti-to acid. Anti-to-acid. Whenever some patient have acidity problem, then antacid is being given. You must be having many bottles of different kind of companies which are basically antacid, especially orthopedician. When they treat the bones, they have to prescribe the analgesic. Analgesic is pain reliever. But pain relievers have a side effect, they produces acidity also. So orthopedician along with the analgesic also gives antacid. So that acidity also which will produce can also be neutralized by the antacid. So baking soda is also used in making antacid in pharmaceutical industry. Now third one, which is very important, is baking soda used in fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher, which extinguish the fire, so called as fire extinguisher. What is a fire extinguisher? Let's see. It is basically a metallic bottle-like structure. It can be of larger or smaller size, right? It is having a nozzle, correct? Nozzle from which the product formed by reaction in the fire extinguisher will come out, and it is also having a pressing button which actually is connected to an ampule containing sulfuric acid. So it is concentrated sulfuric acid which is being placed in the ampule, which is hanged in this metallic container, and this container is filled with the baking soda, correct? So what is a fire extinguisher? It is a metallic bottle in which baking soda is present and an ampule of sulfuric acid is hanging, which is attached to the push button, by which we will push the fire extinguisher and product will come out. What is the product? Let us see. Now these two, when we push the button of this nozzle of the fire extinguisher, the ampule actually breaks inside. The sulfuric acid comes in contact with the baking soda. So reaction comes H2SO4 plus NaSCO3, correct? Let's have two molecules to balance the equation. It will form sodium sulfate salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. Now this water and carbon dioxide together, will form a foam-like structure, right? And it will come out from the nozzle of the fire extinguisher. When this form of carbon dioxide is spread over the fire, it cuts the supply of the oxygen, and you know that oxygen is required for the fire to happen because it is a supporter of combustion. So when the foam is scattered over the fire, it cuts the supply of oxygen and fire get extinguished. So this way baking soda is being utilized in many different ways for many different industries also. I hope you must have understood about the baking soda. Next we'll be discussing about the caustic soda. Take care. Bye.